Get ready for the show, it's about to begin. Pro fan talk when we dive right in. Sports talk, hot takes, ain't nothing we lack. We the real fans, nothing holding us back. Mic check, 1, 2, y'all know the drill. We bringing the energy, we keep it real. From touchdowns on liquid air on the slam dunks on the court. Every sport, every game, we holding down the fort. We breaking down the plays, dissecting the stats. Pro fan talk, we keeping it fat. Debating with passion, no filter, no doubt. We the voice of the fans, we scream and we shout.
What's going on, good people? Happy Thursday to you. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to the Pro Fan Talk. And another step closer to the Super Bowl. Another day closer, getting ready to go. Got a little bit of news. Obviously, the elephant in the room is, will Brandon Graham be able to play in the Super Bowl? We're going to get into that straight away. But a lot of stuff going on. Appreciate you tuning in with me. We're going to be hitting it hot and heavy all week, sitting here watching some basketball, some women's basketball. Oklahoma and LSU's going at it. Got a little bit of spicy. It was a fight. Couple players got kicked out. Kim Mulkey's doing her Kim Mulkey thing, but yeah. NCAA women's and unrivaled. Got to put that on pause because all my efforts is going towards the Eagles winning the Super Bowl. So all content for the next week and a half is on that. You heard? So how's everybody doing? You got any questions? You got any concerns? How we feeling right now? What does it feel like to be going to another Super Bowl in all of that smack talk? All of that smack talk. Yeah, you can just kick it to the curb. Just put it to the side. I don't know why today I kept getting all of this content from Washington fans before, during, and after the game. The one specifically, I forget what the guy's name is. I've seen him a lot of times. I know him and Lord Brunson go at it a lot. And I don't know if he's been on Tone's show or not, but he's one of the big Washington fans, and he was talking cash shit, just talking mad stuff, man. Talking about the Eagles fans, babies, and calling names, and you know how he gets down, and so so he was saying some things that I'm not gonna get into on my airwaves, but you get what I'm saying. He was being a little grimy and being a little baby about it, but it was funny. I don't know why all of this stuff popped up on my feeds all of a sudden, but I just thought it was funny seeing it. But the funniest thing, this dude did a live stream from a sports bar during the game, and he had a live mic. And I'm not talking about talking to the microphone. He had a live mic for the venue, for the restaurant, wherever he was. And when the Eagles scored on that first play from scrimmage, our first series of offense, Saquon goes 60. It was crickets in there. You heard one or two people screaming in the background who were obviously Eagles fans, But other than that, it was crickets in there. I should have brought it up. I might look for it later to see if I can find it, man. But it was hilarious. He was hot. And there's always a but. Louis, there you go. Quentin, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Quentin. Louis T. That's who it is. Louis T. Yeah. You know what, man? I mean, it is what it is. We know how we get down. We know what it's about with the fandom and all of that kind of stuff. Because, I don't come at people. I don't have that same energy like Lord Brunson does. Because like when that Joker comes hard, he comes hard. You know what I mean? He bleeds all the way green, man. So they kind of the same type and they go at it, man. But it was funny just seeing him with nothing to say. You know how you mad and you want to say something, but you ain't got nothing to say. So you just start making up stuff and just start talking out of the side of your neck. And you know what I'm talking about. Clearly, y'all know what it is with this dude, man. But that clip came up on my timeline today, and it was hilarious. It was hilarious. So, because I think, matter of fact, now that I mentioned it, I think I saw stuff on LB's timeline where they was looking for the dude, and I guess he ain't want to come on the shows, or he didn't want to do nothing immediately after the game, man. So I just thought that was funny. Everybody got something to say. It's good until it ain't. You know what I mean? So that reminds me, and I've said this before, the one player, and I'm going back a couple years, the year we went to the Super Bowl, the one player I had respect for at that time was Brandon Ayuk. Because Brandon Ayuk was on, did a thing on YouTube. He was complaining about the game, mad that he lost. But at the end of his little rant, he was like, hey, it is what it is. They won, and I'm watching the game on the couch. So he was like, it is what it is. So I was like, man, respect, because you got it off your chest. You said it how you wanted to say it, but you kept it a buck. You kept it real. And it was like, hey, they won, we lost, and I'm at home on the couch. Or what everybody's talking about now is I'm in Cancun. So, but yeah, I thought it was funny, man. All of the crow eating. Let me see. We had crow carpaccio. We had smoked crow. We had barbecue crow, frozen crow, chilled crow, crow tartare. It was a lot of crow being eaten this past weekend because I forgot how many people picked against the Eagles. How many people picked against them? And even going into the Chiefs game, everybody's stuck on that Patrick Mahomes aura and all of that type of stuff. And again, I say we have passed every test. We have passed every test. The Philadelphia Eagles, we were supposed to have a rough game against Pittsburgh. You saw what happened with that. We were supposed to have a rough game against Baltimore. You saw what happened with that. We were supposed to have a rough game. That's how much they hate us. They was projecting that Cincinnati was going to take it to us. You saw what happened with that. Green Bay was going to get us in the playoffs. You saw what happened with that. LA was going to get it because Matthew Stafford throws the ball and he's great quarterback, and you saw what happened with that. Washington, Jaden Daniels is playing above board, the best rookie we've ever seen, and you saw what happened with that. Every test that they have given us, we have passed with flying colors. Every test. And here we go, trying to give you reasons. And let me be honest with you. The only here is the only thing or the only reason or excuse like that I could buy into. And I heard, I don't know who said it, but I know somebody said it. Where they say, you know what? I like the Eagles, but until I see you beat Patrick Mahomes, I'm not going to bet against Patrick Mahomes. And you know what? I can deal with that. I can deal with that. But when people try to give you all of the BS reasons, and you know what? I'm honest enough to take it on the chin, talking about like Patrick Mahomes does Patrick Mahomes things. I said this in the Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts would be the MVP. And I said this, Jalen Hurts was the MVP of the 2022 year if Patrick Mahomes didn't exist. That's how I looked at it, because Patrick Mahomes was on a tear. Not this year, though. It just looks a little different. And we got the better team. We got the better team. So the main people, when I'm watching film, the people that I'm looking at is I'm looking at Travis Kelce, Xavier Worthy, Chris Young. Or, I'm sorry, Chris Jones. Chris Jones on the defense. He's who I'm focusing in on tomorrow. When I was watching film today and yesterday, I was mainly focusing on Kansas City's offensive sets and where is Jason Kelce in this offense? Where is Jason Kelce in this offensive set? When he is in this offensive set, what do? They get that one set where they run. It's like, think of a pistol formation, but pro. Pro means the quarterback is 5 yards deep. So it's a shotgun, but there's a running back on both sides, right? I should have bring up, I got pictures of it, but I forgot to set it up so I could show it to you. But it's, what is he going to do? What is he going to do? Let me see if I can do that. I know I can. Second screen. Let me see. Yeah. I don't know if I want to mess with this too much. Let me see. Add, I know, dynamic camera, media. Oh, nah. All right. We ain't gonna mess around with that. But it is what it is. I'll figure out a way to get it on here later. But it's just like, we got I want to see where they are on the field. Xavier Worthy, Travis Kelce. Those are my main concerns on offense. On defense, I need to know how we going. Jordan Mailata, you are up. I need to see you handle Chris Jones, because I know you're a Pro Bowl type tackle, but you've had a couple games where it was a little suspect. Let's keep it real. So Jared Verse got the best of it. Is Chris Jones better than Jared Verse? Absolutely. But Chris Jones plays inside. He's D tackle. He's not D end. So we'll see how they move him around. So really that's going to fall probably on Landon Dickerson and Big Mackay on the other side. Depends on what gap he lines up, inside, outside, shade, head up. It all depends on what he's going to do. But we got to be ready to handle that. Oklahoma coming back. Only a 6-point game, 2-possession game. They brought it all the way back. 90-96 from LSU over Oklahoma with 2:43 left in the game. All right, that's my women's basketball update. So yeah, we got to keep figuring out what Chris Jones is going to do. And we got to be able to handle it. Because when I watched the Buffalo game, James Cook had a pretty damn good game against Buffalo. James Cook, if he can run on them, why can't we? That's the question I'm always asking. Because we got the best running back in the league, period. So again, if James Cook can run on Kansas City, we should be able to run on Kansas City. I'm trying to see what the stats were for that last game. Hold on. Buffalo. Nah, it's not what I want. Why can't I? Scores. Oh, they're going to let me go out a little bit. Why didn't I? Don't know how to schedule on here. Anyways, I ain't going to fool around with it. But, yeah, Joel, it's going to take everything. It's going to take a lot, man. We gotta play good football. But here's the thing, and we always get stuck into this. And so does everybody else when you're talking about who's the favorite, who's the underdog, all that type of stuff. What people tend to forget is everything we're saying about Kansas City, what we got to get ready for. We got to be ready. Joel, to your point, it's going to take everything. The same rules apply to Kansas City. They can't just walk on the field and say, "Oh, we got Patrick Mahomes, so we automatically gonna win." No, the hell they ain't. They got to come prepared to play. Somebody has got to stop Jalen Carter. And from the film study I'm looking at, I wrote down notes, so I know I got this. So I'm looking at number 65 and number 62. Number 65 is the right guard, Trey Smith, and number 62 is another guard, Joe Thuney, but he was playing left tackle. Now, I don't know if it was just for that game. Somebody got hurt. They mixed things around. That could be the same situation like Dickerson and Juergens, moving Dickerson from left guard to center, moving Tyler Steen over to left guard. Because remember, last year, Tyler Steen played at right guard. So he can go either way, but you want your starters in there. So is that the same situation? I don't know. I got to do a little bit more homework on that. But the bottom line is, it's not just one-sided. It goes both ways. It's not just, oh, the Eagles better be ready for Kansas City. They better be ready for us because our defense is number one in the league for a reason. Matter of fact, let me see if I can. I know this will be in there. Let me see. I want to see season leader, teams, defense. Team defense. So where's Kansas City in team defense? Okay, they're ninth. We're number one, they're number 9. All right. So 320 yards per game. They are allowing 218 passing yards per game and 101.8 rush yards a game, averaging 4.1 yards a rush allowed. Okay. So I don't get into the one-sided, everybody's got to worry about Patrick Mahomes. I'm with Seth. I'm not worried about Patrick Mahomes because he's standing in our way. Seth brought out that old school mentality. You know what I mean? So they gave me 2 orange. There we go. So I heard Seth on the radio. He was like, I don't give a rat's ass about Patrick Mahomes. And he was like, that's not coming from a place of disrespect or anything like that. But I'm just not worried about him. I'm concentrating on what we got to do, and he's standing in the way. And I'm like, that is a old school mentality. That's the era I came from. Seth was my defensive captain. I was running back, but it was our captains were Randall, Herschel, Seth, and Eric Allen. And I think Vi was the special teams captain or something like that. So it was the point is we had old school attitudes. So I understand where he's coming from because when we played in the 90s, we didn't exchange jerseys after the game. We might connect if you know somebody and they in your city, you take them out, let's go to the clubs or whatever. I got you. Everybody always did that. But on the field, immediately after the game, you're not exchanging jerseys and pictures. And it was just a different time back then. You dap each other up because there's always somebody on the other team you went to school with. You may have played with from another team, something like that. So that's why everybody get together, shake hands, and you keep it moving. And even back then, sometimes even that would get contentious. But that was a whole different era of sports. It was more sports than it was entertainment. Now, those roles are flip-flop. It's more entertainment than anything. And that'll never change. But that's just, how it evolved in this era of social media and everything like that. You got to roll with the punches. But we didn't do that. We didn't do all. I played in the era where we were still in the locker room when the national anthem played. Everybody wasn't out on the field. People don't even realize that that's a when the jets fly over and the planes fly over or helicopters or whatever they're using, the military pays for that. That is a paid advertisement for the military because they front and center, and you got the biggest spotlight on you every time them jets fly over for the Super Bowl. All of that kind of stuff. That is a marketing tool for the military. So we didn't. Some people get it like it's a heartfelt, patriotic reach out by the NFL. Like, nah, they getting paid for that, man. It's all about the business. It's all about the business. So it's don't get caught in the one-sided stuff. What's good for the goose is good for the gander, right? So you already know the Kansas City Chiefs have got a lot to worry about. They are just like everybody else. They got to figure out how they going to stop Saquon Barkley. If James Cook can rip him for over 100, we can rip him for over 100. You see what I'm saying? So they got some things that they have to worry about. Is Spagnuolo going to dial some stuff up? Absolutely. But so is Vic Fangio. And then everybody wants to jump on Vic Fangio's never beat Patrick Mahomes. Well, guess what? Vic Fangio never had a defense like this that faced Patrick Mahomes. Did Vic Fangio, and I got to look, if anybody knows the answer to this, did Vic Fangio ever have a number one defense that faced Patrick Mahomes? I'm going to guess no, but I don't know the answer to that question. And that changes some things in your opinion. So, yeah, let's see what Patrick Mahomes does against the number one defense in the league. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. What's up, Carlos? Appreciate the $2 super chat. We're going to treat them like the Bucks did in their Super Bowl. Absolutely. Absolutely, bro. Somebody else had a super chat. Did I miss that? I thought I saw that. Students, Dr. Shaq just gave me a $1 super chat. Appreciate it, bro. Okay. Got to put your text in there. But yeah, man, I'm Carlos. I'm with you though. I'm with you. Treat them like the Bucks did in their Super Bowl. But I'm big on. I'm not trying to spend too much time in the past. Only thing I got to worry about is what we're gonna do on this particular day. And on this particular day, we got to be better than that team in Kansas City. On this particular day, we got to get to Patrick Mahomes just like we got to Jaden Daniels, just like we got to Matthew Stafford and any other quarterback that we faced. Just like we got to Lamar Jackson. If we can get to Lamar Jackson, then damn it, we can get to Patrick Mahomes. So I'm good with that. We done had lots of practice getting our hands on mobile quarterbacks. We've had lots of practice doing that. So, we got to put eyes on Kelsey and put eyes on Xavier Worthy. And that's the key. But the key to victory, I've been saying this for the last 3-4 weeks. I said this before the regular season was over with. If you've caught me in Tone's show, you already know. What are the keys to victory? Win the line of scrimmage. Don't turn the ball over. Win the line of scrimmage. Don't turn the ball over. Number one, win the line of scrimmage. Number two, don't turn the ball over. That's how you win a game. I don't care who you play and who you're playing. They talked all of that smack about Washington, and we forced turnovers. We forced the turnovers. Did you hear what their coach said? I think that was Cliff Kingsbury. He said it wasn't like we dropped the ball or something. He said they punched the ball out. They did that. Or was that Dan Quinn? I can't remember. I think it may have been Dan Quinn that said that. But he was like, they did that. Yeah, that was because Kingsbury was talking about Jalen Carter, I believe. Dan Quinn was the one that was saying like, "Hey, they made those, they forced those turnovers, they made it happen," and that's exactly what we did. So, um, we'll see what happens about the crazy sacks and stuff like that. But look at the game plan. I would imagine that the game plan is going to be similar to what we saw against Washington. And I'm talking about from the standpoint of Jalen Hurts getting rid of the ball rather quick, getting it out of his hands, not staying in the pocket for too long. And if you do have to stay in the pocket, get that internal clock ready and have your exit strategy. Find the hole in the defensive line and get out and run and make them respect you. Because who was it today? I think it was Okoye Media that put something out about Spagnuolo. Yeah, he put this video about the Chiefs defense and how Spagnuolo can make the defense look different. And all it comes down to is when you got a too high safety, you're going to bring a safety up to make it look like you went single high or 3D. But basically, however you do it, whoever comes up, drops back, the goal is to confuse the offense to think that you are doing something that you're not. So hopefully it looks like you got an empty zone over here. Then on the snap of the ball, the defensive end drops back in the zone and the quarterback throws it where he thought nobody was, and you get a pick or you force a turnover. That's what they're trying to do. That's what they're trying to do. But my response was, all of this goes out the door if your run game is on point. It only takes one play for a safety to come up and act like he's trying to hide a coverage or something like that, and Saquon gets to the second level and nobody else is back there. All it takes is one play, and then all of that hidden coverage and disguises, all of that shit goes out the door because you just got beat for 60 yards because your safety was up and you didn't have no more help back there. So my thing is, yes, Spagnuolo is probably going to do that. He's going to gamble. He's going to win some, but he's also going to lose some. And the way we've been playing in the playoffs, not last game, in the playoffs, as a matter of fact, the last 7 or 8 games, if there's nobody in that second level, Saquon is gone. Deuces. See ya. Can't catch him. So you bring that safety up and we hit that outside zone, you got a problem. And you're going to have a 65-yard problem or a 45-yard problem. But the benefit of having a running back like Saquon Barkley is because more times than not, Saquon Barkley can hit the home run quicker than you would on a long pass. That's the benefit of having Saquon Barkley right there. Because being a home run hitter, and in my opinion, we had it like that with DeAndre Swift. We just didn't use him right. You got a home run hitter that can get to the second level, still make people miss, and take it to the house. He broke, 2 tackles on that first play? He shook the one guy, spun out of the second one, cut it back. Tell me why that's not as good as a 40-yard pass to A.J. Brown. The result is the same. You got 6 points out of it. So you can bring somebody up if you want to. You can bring somebody up if you want to. Because the bottom line is all of that shit that they talked in Washington, and everybody just conveniently ignored the fact that Jalen Hurts wasn't in that game. Yeah, you held on to 26 yards on 21 carries in the second half, but Jalen Hurts wasn't in that game. So the whole threat about running, pulling RPOs, you're talking about a whole aspect of your offense is out. It's not in the game anymore. And they capitalize it. Credit to them. They capitalized on it. So that ain't gonna happen this game. We still have the offense where you got to pick your poison. And then on defense, who gonna stop Jalen Carter? Who gonna stop Nolan Smith? And if you stop Nolan Smith or Jalen Carter, you got somebody for Jordan Davis. You got somebody for Moro Ajomo. You got somebody for Milt Williams and Josh Sweat. Zach Bond is tackling everything in his vicinity. And you getting that stellar play by Slay. You getting that stellar physical play by C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Let's not forget that in that last Super Bowl, C.J. Gardner-Johnson knocked Pacheco out of the game. So we got somebody back that is not afraid to make that hit. And then, of course, Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean. And I got to see who's going to be guarding. I'm expecting them to move him around a lot. I expect Kelsey and Xavier Worthy to move around on the line of scrimmage a lot. They're going to put them in different positions. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to end up with like Travis Kelsey maybe on the outside just to confuse you. And if Xavier Worthy ends up in a slot, or if they're in some type of zone defense, if we're in a zone defense and Xavier Worthy is inside of Travis Kelsey, that's a problem. Because depending on what kind of defensive front we're in, that might be a situation where the linebackers got to run with Xavier Worthy. Or God forbid, they drop a defensive end back and he ends up on Xavier Worthy. It's all about positioning and shifting. That's why they run all of those motions and all of that type of stuff. They want that mismatch. And all it takes is one time for an explosive play to happen. So we gotta be ready for that, man. We gotta be real ready for it. 2K says just as much a problem running as Mahomes is throwing. Agreed. I agree with that. Definitely agree with that. So they gotta get it together. Kansas City got stuff to worry about too. Some of their DBs, they can get got. They can get got. And A.J. Brown, y'all go ahead and forget about him if you want to. Don't do that. Humble servant, thank you for that super chat, bro. I appreciate it. It looks like you gave 2 of them. So please. Thank you. So, but yeah, Pat, we don't want that scenario, bro. But that's the chess match, man. That's the chess match. Did y'all see my I think I showed it the other day. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna play this clip with Seth on it. There we go. This right here. That's us. That's what this game is gonna be in a nutshell. Spagnuolo and Fangio going at it like on the chessboard. That's gonna be the Super Bowl right there. Defense wins championships. Folks aren't talking about BG being dressed for the game. It's going to give energy to the rest of the team here in BG Chiefs. Yeah, that's going to give him a little bit of extra juice. I agree with that. Is he going to play and how effective will he be? I don't know. But I'll take Brandon Graham as a 3rd or 4th option. I'll take that. Get him in for, 4 or 5 plays. I can live with that. So, no problem with that. And who knows? Brandon Graham he got fresh legs. You know what I'm saying? So he's the type of dude that would make something happen. You know what I mean? So we'll see. Jay Halver says, I just hope that they see on tape that when the Chiefs put trips left and pull the receivers, leaves the whole left side of the running back breaks. Yes. The Patrick Mahomes breaks contain. So if everybody's trips left, he drops back, looks to the left, and then he runs right. And they also have they got a cool little screenplay where they have they'll have trips and a gun formation, right? And the end man on the line of scrimmage usually is the tight end, lined up a little bit wide, about 3 to 5 yards wider than the end man on the line of scrimmage, than the offensive tackle. But what they'll do is there'll be like a gun left formation. It'll be like trips left, gun left, right? And then your gun running back takes off on the wide like he's about to do a wide screen. And he turns around and he's looking for the ball. And then the cornerback or safety that's guarding that slot goes out to get into the play on the screen, and he dumps it to the guy he just left. He's sitting there in no man's land and gets a first down. So that's a kind of a cool little play. Just you reading what the safety does. Does he come up and take that slot, or does he go out and defend that screen? Because the screen is what it looks like it's going to happen. The screen is what it looks like, but you're just picking and choosing. Like Andy Reid is the master of screenplays, man. He can figure out a way to throw a check down better than anybody else in the business. I wish we could take some stuff out of that playbook, but we just don't. And I hate that because we got the pieces to do it. So we'll see. We'll see. I saw that today when I was watching film, man. So also like that one. Do I got it? I bet you I ain't got that out. Nope. I ain't got it. I ain't even gonna try to go find that. Because they got another play with Kelsey, with Travis. Travis, you know what? I know what I can do. Hold on now. You know what? Before I do that, let me go back to. Oh, is it right there? Oh, there we go. Bam. Nice. I'll find that play. I'm gonna come back to that a minute. But now that I know I got this up. But I want y'all to hear this. I want y'all to hear this clip. Seth's clip. Let me see.
I do not give a rat's ass about Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs.
Amen.
I really don't. I don't. I'm not saying that I'm taking them lightly, or I'm not saying that I disrespect them. I do not care about them. You understand what I'm saying? And when you play football, that has to be your mentality. If you go out there with any kind of apprehension about how great that guy is, I don't care how great Patrick Mahomes is. I'm trying to hurt him today. Sure. Because he's in the way of something that I desire. But
That's it in a nutshell. That's the old school mentality I'm talking about. And by the way, fun fact. One time I was in the locker room. I was getting my ankle taped before practice. Seth was on another training table. Otho Davis was on over there. Anybody that knows who Otho Davis is, you know he was one of the best. Shout out to Otho Davis. Rest in peace, bro. I was getting my ankle taped, and Mike Quick walks in the locker room, and he looks at me, and he looks at Seth, and he goes, "Seth, I didn't know your little brother played." And that ended up being like a little bit of a running joke. But yeah, Seth, I agree 100%. I'm not worried about Patrick Mahomes. They got things that they got to worry about too. So it's not all like he the boogeyman out there. He ain't John Wick. You know what I'm saying? He ain't Baba Yaga. Not even. They got stuff to worry about too. And they got to have a little bit more than Chris Jones on that line of scrimmage. So, and again, if Buffalo can move the ball on them, why can't we? Why can't we? So, Coach, do you think the Birds install will include more plays using the fullback? Some sort of change up? I don't know. I don't know. Who they gonna put at fullback? That's what I want to know. Who they gonna put at fullback? Because based on the film that I've watched, Dallas Goedert nor Calcaterra have been doing a very good job of blocking in a situation like that. They can block and they do what they got to do, but there's been some times where it has been less than desirable, and I'm just keeping it a buck. We do not have the best blocking tight ends. Let me just say it like that. You know what I mean? So we'll see. They could be opening up all the playbook, but just like when I use that example of AJ Brown in the LA game, the game in the snow. It was one play that we should have scored. We ended up kicking a field goal. That was the Isaiah Rodgers fumble recovery. He gets the ball down to like the 4-yard line, and we couldn't even punch it in. We couldn't even punch it in. And 2 plays, we missed blocks. AJ Brown missed the block on the linebacker, and Mekhi Becton missed the block on the linebacker on a pull. And it cost us 6 points. Technically, it cost us 4 points. We ended up getting 3. We should have had 6 or 7 with the extra point. So stuff like that, we can't let that happen. We got to take care of business. Period. We got to take care of business. You know what? I got to look that up. Uzoma was doing it before, then he got hurt. I know I saw a thing. Let me see. See if there's an injury report. I know I saw one earlier. Yeah, I can't find it. Oh, there go BG. You know what? We'll play that. We'll play BG's comments today. We'll come back to this. Definitely want to hear what BG had to say. But yeah, man, it's you just got to be aware of what's going on. I'm trying to find this one play with Travis. Here's one where they got stacked. You got Kelsey stacked right here, and then you got Hollywood Brown. Hollywood Brown ain't no slouch either. But they're trying to send Worthy deep, and then you got a deep in, and you got a cross, a shallow cross at 5 yards. So, and I think this running back is going to run the wide. Let me see. Let me see if I can find. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Now, this is what I was talking about. Like, I called it Pistol Pro, right? So you got this guy right here. See my little mouse cursor. You got this guy right here. Now you got a running back on the left and a running back on the right. These 3 right here, this is pro formation, basically. He's a little wider because he's the same alignment as a tight end would normally be, except he's at running back depth. It's still a pro formation, but it's just a couple of little wrinkles in there. And by the way, this is Noah Gray. That's Travis Kelce. So instead of running backs, they got tight ends in there. So, and just like I said in this video, that makes you think it's going to be a run. And this is some of the stuff that Andy Reid does so well. And then when Patrick Mahomes comes to the line, watch what they do. Watch what they do. They go flip-flop. All right, Travis Kelce, Noah Gray, Kareem Hunt. And then there we go. Now watch them switch sides. Watch Noah Gray. So now you got 2 people on the same side. So now you got a strong side. So it looks like they are running. Now, what you want to pay attention to is this guy up here. This guy. Oh, this is harder than I thought. That safety right here. This is a linebacker. And then the guy up here, that my finger's disappearing, he's a safety. Watch what that guy does. and which leaves the tailback that's deep. He's going to run a wide like he's a screen, and then watch what that safety does. And I'm drawing it up because he comes in, but that's what you think is going to happen. You're thinking they're getting ready for a run play, and Travis Kelce just goes on the deep corner, and he is wide ass open. And I was like, great play. That's what Kelce does. But that safety comes up and supports the run. And yeah, he goes out to the wide, sucks the cornerback over. They covering the guys in front of their face, which is what they're supposed to do. But it leaves that big ass zone in the top left corner or the top right corner if you're looking at the play. But look at that. That zone right there is where he hits Travis Kelce. And that's the stuff that we got to look to stop. Because it looks like one thing, and then they run another one. Watch that cornerback over there. He comes up. There you go. Wide ass open. Wide open. That's just a good play. That's good play design. That's the stuff we got to look out for. That's the stuff we got to look out for. What did I say? California Brown? Let me see. They had Blasingame, but he's only been in like 4 games since we signed him. I don't know. Are you talking about the fullback stuff? I don't know. Chiefs haven't scored more than 32 points a game this year. That is correct. That is correct. So we'll see. I need CJ, GJ, or Reed to lay a hit on Kelce to set the tone. If Kelce come across that middle, he better have his head on a swivel because Kelce don't want to take them hits like that. But, I mean, let's be real. Kelce been doing this all year, his whole career. And that's why he is arguably the 3rd best tight end in NFL history. If you want to, maybe the 4th, because you got Kellen Winslow, not the one that got in trouble, the one, his father. Kellen Winslow back in the day was a beast. Antonio Gates was a beast. And then you got Tony Gonzalez, the big 3. You got Tony Gonzalez, you got Gronk, and then I would put Kellen Winslow or Antonio Gates. You could go back and forth, and then Antonio Gates, Kellen Winslow, and Travis Kelce are all in the same boat, in my opinion. Tony Gonzalez was one of the best, but Tony Gonzalez always gets marked down because he could never win the Super Bowl. So, should we spy Kelce when they use exotic packages? I don't know. I don't think we should. I'm more worried about Xavier Worthy than I would be about Kelce. Kelce will kill you when he gets open. Xavier Worthy will just run by you. And rest assured, just like we was getting Dallas Goedert the ball on those jet sweeps and how we got Devontae Smith involved on some of those jet sweeps, that's what they do with Xavier Worthy. And they use him as a good decoy because they will send him in all kind of motions and make you pay attention to him and go the other way. So there's going to be a lot of film. Xavier Worthy is the guy you game plan. Xavier Worthy, and again, Xavier Worthy and Travis Kelce. Those are the 2 guys you got to game plan. So Dallas Clark, I ain't mad at that. Dallas Clark was good. Shit, Zach Ertz. The numbers he put up this year. Zach Ertz will probably be a Hall of Famer before it's all said and done. Because he's still playing good ball. Are you concerned with the refs if the game is close at the end? I'm always concerned with the refs. Because the refs have a hard time keeping it consistent. I don't care if you're going to call it tight the whole game. If you're going to let them play the whole game. That was my issue with the Super Bowl in 22. They let him play the whole game, and you call some ticky-tack bullshit foul on James Bradbury in that right at that part of the game. And they throw a ball that there was no way he was going to catch that ball. They should have picked up the flag. There was no way he could catch the ball, whether if he had a hand on him or not. And that was an egregious penalty. But, I mean, that's water under the bridge now. Ain't nothing you can do about it. So, let's just make sure it doesn't come to that. How about that? Shannon Sharp had the best mouthpiece. Yeah, I mean, Shannon Sharp was a good-ass tight end, too, now. You got to put him up there in the Pantheon. And he got 2 Super Bowls. So, you got a Super Bowl with Denver, and he got one with the Ravens. So, yeah. Got to put him up there, too. Did I see it? Yeah, I showed that earlier. And I showed my comments about it. So, if you missed it, that was a tweet, and I showed my comments on it. But let's check out this clip from Brandon Graham.
Enjoying, just the whole ride. We have trying to keep everything in, just trying to make sure that I just do whatever I can for the team. Just been pushing, trying to get better.
What is some of the benchmarks from here on out? Is it just how you feel after practicing a few days? Just what are the things that would, I guess, keep you from playing?
Got to get them legs right.
Really striking it. It's not feeling really good. Today I struck really good.
Now that I'm gonna play that again.
Feeling really good. Today I struck really good.
Now, when he says he struck a little bit, that's the thing you got to pay attention to. He's a defensive end. What do defensive ends do? When they come off the ball, the first thing they do is they got them hands, right? They got those karate hands because you got to slap the offensive tackle's hands down, because the first thing the offensive tackle does is they drop step and they want to punch you in the chest. So defensive ends, they got a lot of hand moves, in and out, twist, grip and rip, come over the top, swim technique, all of that stuff. That's all arm movements where he got hurt. So that's things. So when he said he struck a little bit and he didn't feel nothing, that's the type of stuff you're looking for, because he got to engage with that offensive tackle, and you twist it in different directions. And then what happens? He had a tricep. He had a tricep injury, right? So what happens if he's trying to make the tackle and he gets that arm out there and he's trying to arm tackle somebody because he can't get 2 hands around, and then you get one of them, so you get all different things of different angles and different ways your body bends, contorts, gets twisted, pulled, all of that type of stuff, especially when you go on full speed on the football field. So can he do it? Is he okay? For the time being, but you don't know what it feels like full speed until you go full speed. And even when you go full speed in practice, that's not full speed. Game day full speed is different. It's different. It is a subconscious thing when you're in practice. When you are in a real game, all the restraints come off. All the restraints come off. You just, again, subconsciously, the gloves are off and you're supposed to go full tilt. And that's the hard thing about rehabbing, because you don't know if you're game ready till you get in the game. So we'll see what Brandon Graham is going to do, but I'll take Brandon Graham as a 3 or a 4 option on the defensive end. And you sit down. I don't know who they're going to sit down. I don't think it would be Jalix Hunt or Bryce Huff. Maybe Bryce Huff. You're talking about somebody that doesn't play a lot anyway, so I don't know. I don't know what they would do. But they would have to, they got to do something to to get that spot so he can play. So we'll see what they do. We'll see what they do. White gloves only because KC gonna be in the white jerseys. Yep. Oh my God. Man, I didn't even realize we've been rocking and rolling for 55 minutes already. You know what? I'll do this. Let me go ahead and drop the link if anybody want to come on for a bit. I meant to drop the link at a half an hour, but man, I lost track of time. Rolling. Rocking and rolling. But I am ready to go. So it was a good week where everything remained the same. Good job by Nick Sirianni keeping the schedule and all of that type of stuff exactly the same. Because next week is going to be a zoo. Media row and all of that type of stuff. Next week is going to be a zoo. So they got to get ready for it, man. And the challenge is when you're down there in New Orleans, you got to go here and speak to these people. And you got they're going to be Jalen Hurts, Saquon, Brandon Graham now that he's playing, probably Lane Johnson, Zach Bond, Quinyon Cooper, Slay. Slay gonna be running his mouth down there. But there's gonna be a bunch of guys that get all of these requests for media stuff. And that's when you're gonna get invited to damn near everything down there. So there are a lot of distractions at the Super Bowl. So you try to keep things as normal as possible because you don't want to get too busy. I don't know who it was. I think it was AJ Brown that said when they went down there in 2022, he felt like a spectator. He didn't feel like he played a game. I mean, he had a hell of a game, but the guys that have been there before know how to deal with it better. And again, let's not forget the Chiefs. They know how to deal with it too. They was just there last year. So everybody's comfortable with that. You got two teams that have been there before and know how to handle the pressure and all of that type of stuff. Keep your nose clean, keep yourself out of trouble, and you just keep it moving. Just keep it moving. Yeah. I'm just here so I don't get fined. Oh my God. Somebody keep Jalen Carter on your hip. Keep him out of the parties, keep him out of trouble so we can have him for the game. Because I think Jalen Carter gonna have a huge game. So yeah, time flies when you're having fun, man. But yeah, man, it was we here with it. We here with it. Now you're just trying to tighten things up. Now you're just trying to, get everything concrete, get your game plan together. So next week, you're not trying to implement a game plan and make changes. You ain't trying to do none of that. All you're trying to do is tighten up on everything. You already know what you're running. You already know what the scheme is for the game. You already got that stuff ready to go. Kellen Moore, the interviews and all of that kind of stuff is done. Now you got to concentrate on what you got to concentrate on. So we don't have to worry about it being on a bad track anymore. I'll go back and look at that. Wasn't the Saints game the first game that Saquon really took one to the house? Wasn't it the Saints game? So we ready to go on that fast track, and I think we'll be, have some good stuff ready for it. Definitely have some good stuff ready for it. So, yeah, I'm just gonna keep studying film, trying to learn more, see what I can see, and find some more chinks in the armor. Like I said earlier, Trey Smith, they right guard, and Joe Thuney, he was filling in playing at left tackle and didn't look great. So maybe that's a situation where we can expose. I don't know. We're going to see. Bow, he's trying to play. He's trying to get it together. I don't know. It hasn't been announced they were just talking in this interview, asking him how he felt in practice. So he said he felt pretty good. He said he didn't feel anything wrong when he was punching the bags and all that type of stuff. So he got work in, and it looks like it. He was working out pretty well. So we'll see. I'd like to see him out there on the court, just to bring that juice with him on the field. So, but we got it. We got it covered. We got it covered. I'm sure we'll hear more about it the next couple of days. So, because that's going to be the big thing in contention. I do want to get Kenny Gainwell out of the concussion protocol. I'm still waiting. I haven't heard anything else about Landon Dickerson or Cam Jurgens. So hopefully that extra week of rest will help. But we'll see. Both of them jokers, man. Landon Dickerson and Cam Jurgens, man. Props. Boy, they get can we give them like a Golden Heart Award or something like that? I mean, Landon Dickerson, I really hope he didn't really jack up his knee. And then Cam Jurgens, with the back injury, came in to relieve him and played that last quarter and a half and got it done. Got it done. So big shout out to Beef Jurgens and Landon Dickerson for gutting it out, giving a gutsy performance when you hurt. When you hurt. Landon Dickerson did let a couple sacks through. He did make a couple of mistakes. Frankie Louvu came in on the blitz one time, and he just timed it perfectly. And Dickerson never had a shot, never had a chance to get him. But sometimes you get the bear, sometimes the bear gets you. But in the long run, we did what we had to do to win, and we put 55. Let's not forget that fact, man. 55 points in an NFC championship game. 55 points. And we should have had 60. We should have had 60. We missed the freaking field goal and a 2-point conversion. We should have had 60. Playing with them stupid Commanders. Ain't nobody playing with them. So we got to bring that same type of physicality. I saw the breakdown. CJ Gardner-Johnson. I was like, that he gets it. CJ Gardner-Johnson, ever since he got kicked out of that second Washington game, he been different. He been different. Uh-oh. I'm trying to see if I can get that. Where he broke down there we go. Yeah, I want to play this. This was dope.
All right, time to wait. Break. I know I talk a lot. Hey, listen, I know I talk a lot of shit. Listen, I'm not here for everybody, bro. You got me grown ass gonna go there and fight with your brother, bro. The one that was here 2 years ago, bro. Y'all know that shit to me, bro. For the one that just got here, bro, get ready, bro. This gonna go down, bro. What? All that moral victory shit, bro, that's the window now, bro. Championship. I talk a lot of shit. Because I know I trust my brother. Back in my back, that's the up. Let's go out there and do this. Bro, you gonna do 1, 2, 3.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Talk a lot of shit. But I know y'all gonna back me up because I'm gonna back y'all up too. That's what it comes down to. You playing for the dude standing right next to you. That's it. You playing for the dude next to you. Our defense right now is running like an offense. Their communication, how physical they play, everybody running to the ball. The way our communication right now is second to none. And it shows on how we get into the ball, how we getting into coverage. There's not too many times where we break coverage or we confuse. It has happened a couple times, but we work it through. We work it through, and guys are coming up and making plays. And we got one more week where we got to be the best team on the field. One more week. We got to be the best team on the field on February 9th. So you already know what I'm going to say. I need you to win one play at a time. We got to have offense, defense, special teams. I will still argue with people to this day. Like, you can't. A lot of people want to say if Jalen hadn't have fumbled in the Super Bowl, we would have won. He made up for that fumble early. That was in the first half. That damn punt return is what killed us, in my opinion. That punt return is what killed us. So offense, defense, special teams. We never got home with anybody. We really didn't get much pressure on Mahomes, and it came back to bite us. We was on skates out there on that raggedy ass field, but Kansas City had cleats on too, so you can't blame it on that. The team that makes the least amount of mistakes is usually the one that wins the game. And we lost that battle 2 years ago. This time has got to be different. We got to play mistake-free, and we got to play clean, hard, physical football. Keep going with them peanut punches, punching that ball out. They're expecting it. That's okay. Washington was expecting it too. LA was expecting it too. Green Bay was expecting it too. So, like I said, we got a lot of practice. We done took everybody's best shot, and we done came out on top. And I don't expect this week, Super Bowl week, to be anything different. We got to handle business. They want to keep us the underdogs. You already know hungry dogs run faster. You know how we do. You know how we do. So I think we'll be okay. We'll be okay. Got a lot more studying to do. I'm gonna be on film session tomorrow. I'm gonna jump more into that Buffalo game, see what I can see, and I'll probably have another film study up tomorrow sometime. So that should be fun. So if you got any questions, hit me up. By the way, check me out. I got a Discord server. Discord was a little bit different for me, but I got into it. I like the engagement. It's a little bit more direct because I just got tired of using Facebook. Is just, I don't know what it is right now. I get so much trouble from that. But yeah, check me out on Discord. Memberships are coming. I'm trying to get that set up this week because next week I'm gonna give up the hat. So I'm gonna pick a winner for the hat. So I'm gonna get that set up I'm gonna have that set up by the weekend because I want to be able to give away that hat or pick a winner for the hat early next week, like Monday or Tuesday next week at the latest. But if you haven't seen, this is the hat that I'll be giving away. Designed by Chris Hernandez. He was in the chat. I don't know if he's still here. He got mad at me for not saying it. Chris is my grandson. But yes, he designed this style of hat. There you go. It's got the logo on it. This side, yeah. That's the Pro Bowl logo from 1992 when Randall went to the Pro Bowl. There he is. So this is Chris designed this with the 92 Pro Bowl logo. That's when Randall Rec shopped that year. So yep, I will be giving this one away. And I will let you know sometime this weekend how to do it. And I will probably be giving it away early next week. All right. But like I said, I'm getting memberships and all that kind of stuff set up. And we're going to get it done, man. We are going to get it done. So I'm going to get up out of here, man. We've been rocking and rolling for about an hour and 10 minutes. Nobody wanted to get on the mic, but that's all good. And hopefully, if we get to do another parade, I'll be able to, hopefully they will invite the alumni and I'll have the opportunity to go down there again and get some more autographs. Like I don't feel like pulling my ball out I got a signed ball from the last time we was there. And I'll probably try to do that again. But I'll definitely, if I get to go down to the parade again, I'll definitely have something to give away. So let's put that in motion. Let's put that in the ethos so we can make that happen, right? So I will have some parade gear or something like that. We'll make it happen, man. So appreciate everybody on here, Reborn Souls. I appreciate you. Appreciate the love. Eagle Stewart, as usual. Chris, my grandson, I appreciate you. Who else? Dr. Sith. Hold on. How much new offense do you think Kellen will install for this game? It's not about new offense. Normally in a situation like this, when you're getting ready for a championship game, it is all about looking at the film and finding out what the weakness is of the defense and attacking that weakness. So it's not about necessarily new plays and stuff like that. Yes, there are going to be some plays that they haven't seen before. You're going to see that on both sides. But normally you put together a game plan based on what you saw in film study for the whole year, and you figure out what is the best way to attack the defense's weakness. That's what you got to do. That's what Kansas City's going to do against us. But Joe Santo, I appreciate you. Bow 316, Jonathan Grimshaw, Ian Blackwell Sr. Who else? Pat Ryan, Carlos Rosado, always bringing the heat, Carlos. I appreciate you, bro. Did I miss anybody? Probably did. Dankbird 59. Kenny Mo 26, appreciate you. Crazy Chonky Cat. I like that name. Crazy Chonky Cat. Yeah, the chat was fire. Humble Servant, appreciate you. Everybody that gave the super chats, man. Humble Servant, Carlos, Dr. Shaq, appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. So we'll be back tomorrow night. I don't know. I don't know if I'll go live tomorrow. Let's just plan on me going live around 9 o'clock. I'll probably will have some produced content tomorrow. I'll definitely let that go. Probably it's going to be film study, like I said before, unless something else pop off. So it was a lot of like breaking news type stuff. The whole thing with Justin Tucker. Him and Deshaun Watson need to get together and go bowling. You got the hires, people in Dallas still going crazy for Schottenheimer getting hired. So a lot of stuff still going on, man. But we're going to concentrate on the Super Bowl and be ready to go. So I'm going to get up out of here. I appreciate y'all. One day closer to the Super Bowl, y'all. Let's get it on and popping. Let's get ready to rock and roll. All right. I'm going to see y'all tomorrow. Go Birds.